Jason. Today's episode of the Lee Summit Town Hall podcast is brought to the good people by Budget Blinds of Lee Summit.
Budget Blinds!
I don't know if you knew this or not, but Budget Blinds have some of the best people in our community.
They are, and we have said this before, they are very much good eggs.
That they are always doing things to help out the community but wait, there's more.
Ooh, what else are they doing?
They are the home of the Signature Series shades. So when you're ready to make your home a smart home, this is the place you need to go to.
You're going to call Budget Blinds and you're going to say, all hail my robot shade overlords. And they're going to know what you need and they're going to hook you up with Signature Series shades.
So when you're ready to make that decision, head on over to our friends at Budget Blinds of Lee Summit, right in the heart of downtown. Tell them Jason and Nick sent you. Hello and welcome to this Friday. Well, we're going to call it a Wednesday edition, actually. We're flipping the script this week. We're joined this week by Tim Denker and Ashley Smithson from Velocity Lee Summit. Welcome, guys.
Hi.
Hey.
We are celebrating the 5th anniversary of this local nonprofit that their mission is to help startups and to help entrepreneurs throughout the Lee Summit community and even bring some into our community that are thinking of settling elsewhere. Let's talk a little bit about kind of what it is you guys do, how you focus in on that, and how you're celebrating 5 years now.
You know, we do a lot as far as what we try to do. This is one of the more fun PSAs that I've served on. And if your viewers don't know, PSA, Public Service Agreement with the city. So we are kind of in line in that same quadrant as the Chamber, downtown Main Street, and then Lee Summit EDC. So we've been doing it for 5 years. We started through events. And so we did a lot of education. We had a lot of panels and we had people coming out and really just letting entrepreneurs gain information and support within the Lee Summit community, just kind of find out what some of the resources are that are there. And we've developed that into created a mentorship committee as well. So those are kind of the two primary ways that we're supporting entrepreneurs these days. We just continue to develop and look for new avenues and just look for new ways to kind of help them. Because, I mean, like any good business, we're listening to it and we're just trying to figure out what exactly needs to be done by letting them tell us.
And we should pause real quick. Tim, you are the board chair this year for Velocity, correct? And
Yeah.
Ashley, do you have an official title, or are you just the one who gets stuff done?
Right? Cat wrangler, I believe, is what I went by for the first year, but or cat herder. But now it is operational director as of June 1st.
Awesome. Well, you have an event coming up. This is a COVID twisted version of your signature event, which you guys have done from the start. And you said you started with events, and that's your pitch pub crawl, which is a chance for startups to come and pitch their business, and a winner gets some money to help their business start up. You've now twisted it a little bit into a virtual pitch at home event, and your next one is coming up on Thursday.
Yeah, we're really excited. You know, we were already looking at ways to engage people in easier opportunities, you know, so a lot of this stuff we were already kind of working on, but maybe we just had a timeline, 6 months to a year further than COVID wanted us to. So it wasn't that we weren't working on these things already. It's just that we have had to pivot just like everyone else. So, and kind of do them a little bit sooner. But yeah, this opportunity is really cool. So it is kind of plays on the Shark Tank series, you know, where people are going to come on and pitch their business ideas. But what's come out that's been really cool through COVID is a lot of people have come up with some really innovative ideas. You know, when we're backs are against the wall is when we get the most innovative. And so we've managed to feature all kinds of people that were, again, already working on cutting edge things, but then now are just going to be insanely more relevant, in the coming in the future. So I'm really excited to highlight these entrepreneurs and their ideas. I think it's a really positive message in a time where everybody is so focused on looking back, because so many of us are looking forward. And so I don't know about you, Tim, this is our third one, but I leave every time feeling empowered and emboldened and ready to take, when you feel so down sometimes with the news.
Yep, absolutely. I agree completely. And it's really fun to just kind of hear what some of these businesses have gone out there and they've done. And I mean, the first one, 2 of the top 3 people came right out of downtown Lee Summit too, which you may not have necessarily heard about unless you already know about that business.
Awesome. Well, give us some of those. Give us some of those stories.
So I've got one that I'm really excited about to pitch next. It's kind of cool because I help them get the applications and get them out there, but then it's the judge's decision. So I don't necessarily have any influence on that. But there's a gal that's going to pitch on Thursday called Sure Show, and I've been telling everybody about it because it's brilliant. So it's and I'm probably misspeaking, but it's a database of people that are waiting for a telemedicine appointment. You wake up with something, but it's not necessarily worth driving all the way to the doctor for. So you get in a queue, and then when that doctor has a no-show, they, plug it out to the app, and then someone responds and it hops on with a telemedicine appointment. So they're able to fill that time right then and there instead of waiting for their next walk-in or their next, in person. So just little, just really cool, innovative things that would have already been relevant, but are now even more so relevant. We had a couple people actually come back that had pitched before, and we did our last pitch pub crawl in December, and the winner of that came back and told us about what he's doing since COVID, and we're featuring a lot of those on our website and our Facebook page. With a past pitcher profile. So once you've pitched with us, it goes beyond just pitching and winning or pitching and get your name out there. You can pitch and then re-engage with us throughout, come back and update us on it. We are working to build a network of those past pitchers so they can reach out to each other and update each other on news. So we had 2 featured. Near.ai, Alongo with there has come up with a great idea to, he was already working on mapping the water pipes for a city, and now he's going to be able to test for COVID and other diseases and know what's going on in the community before anybody else does, and without infringing on, community rights or anything. So it's just, and all these ideas, these are rock stars coming out of Lee Summit in Kansas City. Downtown Lee Summit, our very first pitch at home event came right after COVID, and we were really focusing on how have you pivoted since COVID. We want to get these really cool ideas out there to people. So Neighborhood Cafe was on, obviously, with their hospitality catering program, and then Ember's Candle Bar down there actually won with their Give a Little Light campaign that they did, and I'm probably, I don't remember exactly what it is, but everyone got on and nominated people that needed a little light, and then they were giving candles to them. And they also had that Downtown Lee Summit candle. So just really cool, community ideas that I think are really weighing on, or, pulling on people's heartstrings because they are wanting to look towards some sort of hope.
Awesome. So you gave some, I think, some really interesting stories about how the businesses themselves, these new businesses, these startups, are responding in COVID. What has changed as a general idea for velocity? How is the help that these businesses need? How has it shifted since the beginning of the pandemic?
It's an interesting question. Every business is a little bit different because we've seen a lot of people just kind of shut down because nothing that they can do. So we had somebody that went through our first year of mentorship that owned latchkey pets. And so a lot of what they do was going out and basically taking care of people's pets whether they were at work or on vacation, whatever the case is. And now everybody's at home. So there was no pivot that was really available there. And I think it's done a lot of damage to that particular business model in the meantime. Go ahead, Ashley. I know you're going to say something.
Oh, I was just saying with Gina in particular, I reached out to her and said, I was trying to come up with ideas for her because I think that's kind of what you get is that personal touch. As soon as, you're enveloped, then I can't stop thinking about you. But I reached out to her and I'm like, what about a slumber potty, right? And have bring all the dogs to your house because I'm sick of seeing my dog, and you can have like a doggy daycare at your house. But agreed, yeah, there's just so many unique situations going on, and our focus is really to support Lee Summit and entrepreneurs that want to do business here. So we're able to give those touch points to people because it is more hyper focused that way, and just sort of work through each business as their needs come up. A lot of people had the opposite problem. They were not closed down at all. In fact, they were growing, and then they had to implement all these new standards at the same time. And so, just being able to stop and kind of grieve what Gina lost with latchkey pets with her was important at her stage. But then reaching out to neighborhood who was ramping up business, they needed something completely different. They just needed to get the word out. So just kind of trying to offer multiple ways for companies to get involved, whether that be coming to an event and pitching. And I think to answer your question, Jason, maybe Velocity was pretty event heavy in the early days. I think we wanted to bring a lot of networking opportunities to people, and we were utilizing Bridge Space a lot with their unique space. So I would say COVID really has given us an opportunity to focus on some things that we were already working on as initiatives, but maybe time to pause and redirect some of that focus. So we've got our professional advisory partnership and our mentorship program. And so now those are going to be, we already had some of that stuff going on, but we've been able to put more bandwidth to it and formalize it a little bit more. And now we've got multiple places for a company to get help. If you're not ready to pitch, you don't have that business idea yet, no worries. We've got Donna Duffy doing our entrepreneurial mindset course that you can download for free. And that's just going to even address, are you an entrepreneur? Is entrepreneurism right for you? Because a lot of people are sitting at a job right now or furloughed or something else and thinking, maybe it's time to make a move. So this is going to be a really good opportunity for people to do that feasibility study of self in place and figure out if that is something that's right for you. So I'm excited actually to have the energy now behind some of these other programs that maybe aren't as forward public facing, but getting the word out to entrepreneurs and businesses that we've got multiple ways to support you.
I want to jump in on one of those there because you both mentioned this, but Tim, I'm going to go to you on this one. You talked about a mentorship program, and that's something that's been around since the beginning. But you had told me earlier you're starting to focus more on that and really ramp that up. What are you offering there? Is that for people who are just moving into launching their businesses? Is that for people who've been in for a while but just need some more structure, some help? What are you focusing on there as the things you're trying to solve?
Yeah, and we've kind of focused on a couple of different phases in business. So Ashley was kind of touching on that entrepreneurial mindset. That's I'm not in business. I have an idea. I don't know if this is something that I want to do. And we want to make sure that you're the right person to go try to run a business. So if you're not, hopefully this is going to scare you off and you're not going to do it, because that's going to be as successful as bringing somebody in to actually start their business. And we're developing a couple tracks that spring off of that one that kind of start talking about the feasibility of your business idea and even coaching you on helping you to create a business plan. So that little course right there gets those people who are in those extremely early stages. And then the mentorship. So in the past, what we've been doing is we've been pairing up specific mentors with mentees and just kind of letting them go off and talk and have just that experienced ear to listen to you and to give you feedback and to kind of help you make connections in the community that you might need from professionals or whatever you actually need there. But we're kind of shifting gears this year. So what we're going to do is, and this is something we've done in the past, but we've got a Listen to Your Business program, which is a Kaufman Fast Track program written by Michelle Markey, who is on our board, and she's actually going to be one of the people that's teaching it with us as well. But we're dividing it up into 4 different phases. We are going to have people run through that program, having monthly calls, having monthly breakout sessions with a small group of other entrepreneurs and more of like a mastermind, so to speak. So they kind of go off and have the feedback from other people who are in similar situations to them. And then from there, springing them off for the next 8 months after that. So it's a 1-year program, but pairing them up with a mentor. Pairing them up with a mentor that's going to connect them to the professional advisor partnerships that we've developed as well. And really just forcing people for a full year to dive into their business and really start establishing relationships with other business owners that are in similar stages. So when you get to the Listen to Your Business, to answer directly to what your question was on there and who would that apply to, you're usually talking about somebody who's like 1 to 3 years into their business. They're in that growth stage. They're looking to scale. They're really looking to make that next step. They've got the business plan. They've been doing this for a little bit, but they need that boost. They need that help. They need that support of somebody to really get in there. So like John Cundiff and I are kind of the people who've been on the mentorship from the beginning and trying to really drive this thing home. because I look back at where I was when I started my law firm back in 2006. I had no idea what I was doing. I had somebody that taught me how to practice law, but nobody taught me how to run a business.
They don't teach that in law school for some reason, and they should.
They don't.
They
for that.
didn't teach that in journalism classes either.
I don't
How to
think
run a law
anybody
firm?
did.
I'd hope not. No. I'm just kidding.
That's easy. Just cheat people, right?
No.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, Tim. I like to take shots at Jason a lot. So.
Every
You're
chance
okay.
he gets.
I just like the idea of being able to plug people in no matter where they are, because I think our mentorship program included a lot of traditional models sort of leave you out if you are a tire kicker, so to speak. And we wanted a net to catch those people as well, because I think Donna Duffy is the perfect person for that. She is a professor from Johnson County Community College that teaches on. Sorry, my daughter's right here. So she's just got such a good mind behind it. Her philosophy is, if you take entrepreneurial mindset and you drop out and you change your mind and you stay at your job, that's a win, right? Because it's not always going to be the right answer for you. But to find that out before you spend a ton of money and make a ton of changes, we want to give people that support too.
It's okay. We're all the BBC guy now, right? It's
Right.
like on these meetings, it's like somebody's marching in behind or talking in the background.
I've actually been
Can't avoid
waiting
it.
for my moment to have that, where the kid interrupts the interview. So finally, I'm there. I can check it off my list.
Yes, there we go. So
Is that actually, Tim? Is that actually in your education for business plans? Do you have that on the checklist of being interrupted by your children?
It's something that we've been working to try to tie in this year.
you're going to have to, I think that's probably one of the emerging things that people are going to come to if they're starting their own businesses. I'm at home with my children and what do we do? So
have you seen, what have been the I guess the inquiries to your group from people during all of this? Has there been an increase of, I don't know what to do with my business during this? Or is it more just people looking for new ideas?
You know, it started off on funding. Everybody was kind of obsessed with what was happening with the CARES Act and trying to figure out where they can qualify, where they can get support and those kind of things. And it gradually just is shifting back to where they're just back to their normal business questions. I mean, honestly, it's not, everybody makes the pivot on their own and then they just come back and they're saying, hey, I'm looking for some guidance or some support on this particular idea.
Yeah, I think you're reopening the general, I think my industry included, but I think a lot of us are just trying to figure out, what does the market want right now? Because everything's kind of shifted. So, we're trying to offer more and more digital programming for people. We're going to do the entrepreneurial mindset as a digital download, so that way people can do it on their own time, because they are trying to work or raise families too. So, just trying to keep things accessible for people. One thing we didn't want to do was just postpone the pitch pub crawl and then just leave the pitch events behind, because those pitchers need access to funding. They need to get their information out there. If one of them, we just interviewed Playbook, Dr. Philip Hickman, and he's a superstar coming out of Kansas City that pitched with us July last year and won. And in our past pitcher profile that we aired last week about it, he's talking about his digital platform that supports teachers and online reading and learning, and how impactful and important is that right now? So it was really important for us to say, okay, how can we still get these messages out there? How can we ramp this up digitally, just so that way we can all still feel connected and keep business going? Because these ideas can't just wait for an indeterminate amount of time. They've got to get their message out there. So we're excited about all the options.
Yeah.
Well, let's ask wait, we're gonna get some coloring on this show.
All right.
That's a first. Let's ask the big question here, Tim and Ashley. What are the winners getting? What kind of funding are we talking about giving away here to the winner of these pitch events?
So the pitch at home events are smaller. So we've been able to get Lead Bank as a sponsor on these, which means that we don't have to spend any of our own money on this. But we're giving away $500 to the winner. And then second place was $250, and then there's a third place that goes to $100.
And this one, go ahead.
Go ahead, Ashley.
Oh, well, this one that we're doing, so Velocity turned 5. The pitch events, the pitch at home events, we're still experimenting with format. We had 9 pitchers. It went a little long, hour and a half. That's a long time to be on a video. So we figured we could cut these up and do them shorter. So we're going to do 5 pitches on Thursday, and it's winner take all. So it's going to be winner take all 500. And then we're doing a Facebook fan favorite too.
Wow. Does the fan favorite get money?
Downtown Lee Summit gift card, baby.
There we go. Hey,
All right, look at that. Look at that. She's
like
doing
that.
your work for you, Nick. That's
there
impressive.
we go. I appreciate that one quite a bit. Well, if people, this gets to the heart of really why Jason and I do this podcast. If people want to get involved, if they want to seek out maybe a way to pitch, or even if they are local business owners and they've got some experience they want to share or get involved with Velocity Lee Summit, how can they do that?
So I'll tell you, we have multiple ways for anybody to get involved. So we've got our professional advisory partnership that we mentioned. That is going to be your lawyers, your bankers, accountants, financial planners, and I think insurance, business insurance. So if you're out there and you're one of those, we're doing an opt-in program. So it's really limited as far as your commitment, but you're going to get a ton of, leads from us, and then we're going to be able to kind of mix it around. So if someone comes to them and needs advice about opening a business, but they don't know anything beyond just asking their lawyer, they're going to be able to hand them a pamphlet on us and send them back to us where we can plug them in with the other help they need. So we're really excited about getting involved there, whether you need that professional assistance or you want to become one of those professional advisors. We've got the mentee program gearing up with mentees and mentors, which is another way to plug in. We've got our pitch events. And then if you just want to get involved on a committee level, if you want to get involved as a sponsor or, a contributor, we have, like some companies, we didn't shut down. And if anything, we're busier than ever. So, I think everybody realizes that small businesses get us out of a recession, and now's the time to invest in them. So if you're ready to get involved in Lee Summit's future.
Yeah, and I'm going to go ahead and plug the board as well here. So, get involved in the events committee, get involved in the mentorship, which is part of the community resources committee, or even on the financial side, because we're a 501c3. We do have to raise money. So helping us raise funds and those kind of things. But this board of directors that I serve on right now, it's just a phenomenal experience. It's one of the greatest boards I've ever sat on. The interaction, the feedback, the conversation is just awesome every board meeting. We are full of people who have just been embedded in the entrepreneur scene, whether as a business owner, from the educational standpoint, or whatever the case is. But it's just a really, really fun conversation about people who are very passionate about our cause. And so for people who have something to give back there, reach out. VelocityLS.org is our website. There's a lot of information there on how to contact us as well.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations to Velocity Lee Summit on its 5-year anniversary.
You're no longer toddlers, guys. You're now in full-on kids.
You've got elementary school on the way for each of you.
Yeah, we're surely beyond the phase of just licking things like my son.
Oh. Wait, hold on. You're supposed to outgrow that phase? All right. Well, I guess we all have personal growth for the rest of the day. All right. Well, thank you guys for taking time to talk with us. We really do appreciate it. And if you're interested in more of what Velocity does, they're velocityls.org. Is that correct? So I just want to make sure I got the dot correct on the back.
Accuracy is something we try to do every once in a while.
Every once in a while. So Thank you guys for coming to talk to us.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
And thanks everybody for listening. We will talk to you next time.